Hi, I'm Jennifer Rothschild. Welcome to this month's womensministry.net video devotional. I'm really glad you're here. I want to tell you about something that happened to me when I went to South Africa last summer. It was a wonderful trip, but probably one of the best parts of the trip, it was a highlight for me, was visiting the Soweto Township and most specifically a church. It's a Catholic church called Regina Mundi. Now, the reason this was so special to me was because of what occurred there. It is a large church, seats about 2,000 people. It's beautiful and ornate. But what happened there really was not beautiful, yet it came to represent something beautiful for me. You see, in June of 1976, there was a student uprising because of the apartheid situation in South Africa. And so these students were all running toward Orlando Stadium, and unfortunately, gunfire broke out. And so they ran into this church, Regina Mundi, for safety, for protection. Well, the police continued to pursue them, and they threw tear gas into the church. The children, the students, threw water to help try to extinguish the tear gas, but unfortunately, the police ended up invading the church, and gunshots were fired. Thankfully, inside the church, no student was killed, but unfortunately, we can't say that about that day itself. Many students were killed. But within the church, it still bears the marks of that terrible violence. The marble altar, it's broken. There's gunshot holes in the walls. Even the figure of Christ is marred because of the violence of that day. Well, very famous people have been there. Nelson Mandela, Bill Clinton, and it's a real meaningful place. But to me, it became most meaningful because of what I bought the day I was there. You see, outside in the courtyard, there were some ladies selling their wares, and most of the artisans in South Africa, they will make items from just the pieces of whatever that they find, debris, discarded items, and this was no exception. But can you see the word that's written on this tile? Through broken pieces of tile, this woman, who was clearly touched by the events of that day, created the word peace out of brokenness. And I love that, because that's what God does for us. Even in places where there's such conflict, such sorrow, such difficulty, God can take all these broken pieces and He can remind us of His peace. The Hebrew word for peace is shalom. And, you're probably familiar with it. I was. It means hello, goodbye. It's a greeting, and it means peace. But it really means far more than that. According to Strong's Concordance, the word shalom actually means health, welfare, completeness, safety. You see, that sanctuary, though it was a place of conflict that day, it also was a place of peace because it became a refuge. It was a place of safety. And isn't it beautiful that when you think of those words, safety, completeness, welfare, you understand even more why Jesus was called our Sar Shalom, our Prince of Peace. Because the word peace so captures the personality and the mission of our Savior, Jesus. So I guess all I want you to think about today is, what in your life would you be able to compose the word peace out of? What broken pieces? What reminders of sorrow or loss do you have in your life that God can put together because He is the Prince of Peace and make a source of peace for you? I know for me, He's done that in many ways. Through loss, through blindness, through depression. They've all come together to make a beautiful picture of peace. And that's what I want for you. Thanks for joining me today. And please come visit us at womensministry.net, because the community is always better when you show up.